My name is Martin Ross. I'm one of the deputy directors with the Health Education Council. We're located in Sacramento, right here in South Sacramento, but we cover the entire Sacramento region. We do quite a bit of work in Sacramento County, Placer County, as well as Yolo County, and we're expanding every day. In particular, we work in areas which are called the social determinants of health. But before I go into that, I'm going to let Patricia introduce herself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Patricia Parra. I'm with the Health Education Council. I'm a program administrator. I help manage our economic well-being program, which provides a lot of financial education for youth and families. We do financial coaching. We also have a long-standing relationship with the Mexican Consulate of Sacramento through their financial education window. And so through that, we're able to provide also a lot of financial workshops, financial coaching to Mexican co-nationals and the overall Latino community, and then also connecting them to services in Mexico and the US. We help connect folks to the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce who wants to start small businesses. So it's just, it's really what encompasses economic well-being. It's really a lot of those financial pieces and building those solid foundations, having the tools that families need, that youth need, so that they can be successful and build wealth. And so in addition to that, I am providing also support to our workforce development initiative that Martin Ross leads at the Health Education Council.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, Patricia. So I'm just going to go ahead and start talking a little bit about where we exist and what types of areas we're looking for. So we have right now about 40 employees, and we're all over the Sacramento region. And the best thing about the Health Education Council is folks get to work most of the time in a hybrid environment. What do I mean by that? You all probably know, but there's a little bit of work in the office, and there's a lot in the field and opportunities to work from home. Right now, we do have full-time positions and we have part-time positions. Right now, most of the folks that do come on board often start part-time or actually full-time, but they start in a temporary status often, but not all the time. And then as they begin to get a feel for what we do and how we do it, and if they're a good fit, then a lot of times they move on to full-time employment. It's a great organization. We work with underserved communities. We work with people who are immigrants. We work with folks that come from all kinds of backgrounds and languages. And I'm going to talk about the social determinants of health in just a little bit and what our focus is, and I'll explain that a bit. But we have languages for Farsi, Spanish speaking, of course, English. We're all speaking English right now. We're also looking for individuals that speak Ukrainian and Russian. So we need a combination of both. That's a large group that's beginning to come our way. So we're highly looking for people that have those skills. But we also really are looking for people who like other people. We're looking for people who want to engage. This is our secret sauce. This is where we focus. Our big focus is engagement. What do I mean by that? The idea of connecting with people. If you connect with folks, then you're probably a good fit. If you like to help people with their health, you're probably a good fit. If you like to connect with folks that are coming, that are hardly reached, hard to reach, never reached, you're a good fit. And since we are a health organization, a health-based organization, and we go with the data, we are asking that everyone be fully vaccinated according to what the government is recommending. So that's the other piece of it. But some people have it, but I'm sure most of you are. But it's a great opportunity. We're in Arden, West Sac, North Sacramento, South Sacramento. We work highly with the schools in our schools network. So Twin Rivers School District, which I know Highlands is affiliated with. So right across the street, we work with Highlands. We work with the San Juan Unified School District, the Robles School District. So there's probably quite a bit of opportunity that we would have for your area. Now, one of the staff positions that we're looking for that would particularly pertain to to you all would be what we call our community health leaders. But sometimes those terms, other equivalent terms, more or less, could be case managers or navigators, if you've heard of folks that work with people in the community and helping them connect with resources. So those are some of the things that we do. We are paying right now $18 to $20 an hour for this particular position. And again, it could come with benefits as we roll into temporary to status into a regular higher status. So what I'm gonna do is talk about some of the social determinants of health, and in particular, some of the programs and outreaches that we're looking at. And I think Patricia will maybe talk about some of the context that we do have. But in particular, though, we are looking for some folks. So you'll see around this flower that we call, this is the HEC, or the Health Education Flower. We've been around 30 years. Kaiser, SMUD, let's see who else. Any of the healthcare agencies, Anthem Blue Cross works with us. We have all kinds of folks on our advisory board that come from the construction trades, Associated Builders and Contractors. There's the North State Building Industry Foundation. There's SMUD, Sacramento Municipal Utilities District. We have all kinds of folks that we're connected with. But let me talk about the flower. So if you see in the middle, you see health in the middle. And what we're saying is that, and what we do know, not what we're saying, what we know and what you probably know as you think about this, is that every single area around this flower, such as access, economic well-being, family, social support and connections, safety, and education, are all connected to health. Workforce development, some of the CTE or career training education, as well as getting your high school diploma and learning English as a second language, if that's not your primary language, and all those efforts that you're doing at Highlands do pay off. People like us in the nonprofit world really do need you. We're addressing closing those gaps of access. We're closing the gaps around economic well-being. That could be someone's ability to be employed. We teach classes on financial literacy, and Patricia can go more into that because that's the petal that we call the petal of the area of the flower that she focuses on. The idea of social impact and connection. What about folks' mental health? I mean, that's huge these days. It's always been huge, but anybody who's with Highlands that's looking into or has interest in nutrition, or working with kids in schools, or working with adults with mental health, or have a second language in all those particular areas, we make connections with folks with that. We help them learn about COVID. We help them learn about smoking cessation. We help them learn about nutrition. We help them learn about mental health. We help them learn about how to get a job, how to interview, how to make things better in their life. We help them learn about safety. A lot of us have youth that we're connected with, or see youth in our neighborhoods. We have a program called SHOP, which is Safety, Health, Operations, and Practice. So we work with folks that have run into violent situations, and had those experiences, or are in those types of situations, and how to deal with that and how to respond. On the education side, again, we're connected with all the school districts in the area, and we are their go-to organization to work on nutrition and smoking cessation and cooking classes. And there may be people who know how to cook, and we have to show people in their own language, especially immigrants that are coming through, how to acclimate to the new grocery stores and the new food items that they have here, and what might be equivalent to what they have. And then this idea of just access to health. And the thread that connects all of this could be workforce development. If a person can improve in their economic well-being, and hence these job opportunities that we're talking about, if they can improve in getting a job, then every area around this petal improves. So those are some of the things that I wanted to mention, and this is pretty much our model that we use. And one of our slogans, and I believe you all believe this, is that health happens together. our health improves when we work together, live together. It happens where people work, live, pray, and play. And we help folks give a hand up and not a handout. So let me pause for a minute and see if there's any questions. And you know, Patricia, we were mentioning Rayleigh's and some of our other organizations that we work with. Any area that you might want to elaborate on, and then.
So I know you had gone over some of the qualifications. Just to be clear, you know, are you looking for someone that has a ton of experience in this field, or is it something where you have the desire to want to give back to the community, want to work with people, share information? Can you elaborate again on some of the qualifications you look for in terms of a person?
Yes, I'm going to take that question, but I'm going to tag team with Patricia. So no, you do not have to come in with a ton of experience. You just have to have, let's say, a smile, and you have to like people. And of course, you have to be vaccinated for our particular work, but those are all we're really looking for with CHL positions. If you want to connect and just integrate with people and help make things happen for them as they're happening for you. So Patricia, you work with a lot of CHLs. Could you kind of elaborate on that area if you would like?
Yeah, absolutely. I certainly agree with what Martin is saying. You don't need to have this tremendous level of expertise in public health to be able to provide support. It's really just, you know, that you like to work with people, because that is important. You know, part of our work is being able to understand the needs of our community and being able to meet folks where they're at. So really, it's just being able to have that personality and compassion, I think, really to be able to empathize also with our community members and their needs. And then, you know, certainly your work ethic, right? You know, that you're committed to this and that you want to, you know, you want to be a part of this vision and our goals to really be able to provide access and improve our overall community health. But as far, you know, there are different levels to our organization. There's different positions, but our CHLs, you know, it's really very entry level. So if you're interested, you know, we'd love to chat with you. I know some folks have already reached out, so thank you for those who have provided me with your email and you've expressed interest. But really that's, you know, and even just with some of our partners, I will say Martin mentioned Rayleigh's, you know, and he mentioned, and we have other folks that we're working with in the trades of construction and plumbing, heating, air and cooling. So there's a lot of different opportunities with Rayleigh's. Also, there's entry-level positions all the way to management. I mean, there's so many opportunities for consideration, and we can help you get access to those folks as well. We can make those introductions for you to even just be able to have an opportunity to apply and speak to someone. So if you're interested, please reach out to us. We'd love to connect with you and you know, and see how we can help you in this process, or even just to learn more about you.
Yes, and I think also what Patricia is mentioning. So one, we're here to try to recruit for HEC, but the things that the programs and offerings, go to our website, healthedcouncil.org. If you go to our website, all those programs are available for you as a family, for the adults, for the parents, for the kids. We have peers helping peers. We have internship opportunities for youth to get stipends and other money-raising opportunities. A passport to adulthood. She teaches a class where kids just learn how to handle their finances. So we work with youth. We work with transitional age youth, kids that are 18 to, or young adults, 18 to 16, 17, 18 to 24 years old, and also adults like yourself. So all kinds of opportunities. Just comb through our website, see what you're interested in. If you're just interested in some of the resources that we have and the mission, what we do. Yes, I think we're taking applications for, well, one, if you go into the careers, you'll see applications for the positions that we're talking about right now. But if you also are just interested in other opportunities for yourself or a transitional age youth that you know that want to, and some adults too that want to plug into, stipend opportunities, things to do during the summer. There's just stuff that we have going on all the time.
So I have another question. So we have the career technical educational programs that our students and graduates maybe have taken or are considered taking. One of them is an ECE, early childhood educational program. Would that be a pathway that would pair well with something with some of the entry level positions that you guys have? Would you think if they've worked with kids, they are CPR certified, they really enjoy it, and they just talk about like health and stuff, nutrition?
I think it would, not directly, indirectly. So all the training that someone receives, yes, we don't do childcare at our facilities right now, but we do work with youth. So yes, those skill sets would apply.
Okay, I think that's great. That's good. That's good news. I think the other question that was asked is, what about someone with a background? If someone has a history, would you consider those or no?
Okay, that's a good question, and it's an excellent question. So if we go back, right, to this flower that's on the screen, we are trying to help give people access. We work on safety, we want people with lived experience. We cannot take people who have what will we call it? They're called 990 or not, the situations where there's a pedophile issues, those types of backgrounds. But most other situations, we are open to working with folks. And then what I want to tell you, of course, is, in the construction trades and others, plumbing, HVAC, those types of things, they really don't care about that. So some of our connections, or even what you may or may not know, that those industries are not concerned with that. So our particular area is we're open to everyone, lived experience, because we want to relate to people that are going through things in life that may be hard, may be difficult. And if you have a story that says, this is where I used to be, but it's no longer where where I'm at now and I'm moving forward, that could be a tremendous asset for us.
Awesome. So another question that we have is, do you guys have any openings that would kind of align with our medical office administration? So they're learning a lot of admin work. Would that be closely aligned, without looking at the details, to maybe your entry level CHL position that you said you had, the case manager position?
Well, I'm going to defer just a little bit to Patricia, because no, we do not have any direct admin positions open as of yet right now, but our CHLs, our community health leaders, do administrative work. So perhaps, Patricia, you could give an example. We are the community-based organization, go-to organization with a direct tie at the Mexican consulate. And there's a lot of interesting things that we do with respect to data entry that takes place there, but it can translate into other areas too. Again, maybe someone speaks Farsi. Again, maybe someone speaks Ukrainian and Russian. We're really absolutely in need of that skill set. But let's have Patricia give an example, because someone has to do data entry, they have to write certain things, they have to correspond well. So maybe you can talk about some of those needs that you have at times in a general sense, Patricia.
Awesome. Yes. Thanks, Martin. So we do. So our CHLs, we have some that are also part of the FEMA crisis counselors. So some of them are crisis counselors, and they have to enter in data because of the sessions that they do as part of some of our work with CalHope also. And so data entry is one of those. They also do help coordinate some of our events. And then they also help with communicating, certainly with our partners. So they do a lot of like that data entry, that coordination. They certainly also talk to a certain extent to some of our partners when they're out at events. So they really get that wraparound, the wraparound exposure to being able to connect with others, being able to be exposed to data entry. They provide support with, some of the reporting if they have to, like, again, with that data piece, being able to enter it, but also provide like summaries of events or things that they took place in. They really are those community ambassadors. But with that, there's that opportunity to also be able to gain some of that experience that you need for the work, to be more in that office space.
Yeah, so we have a pathway that supports office administration. They earn Excel certifications and also Microsoft. And then, so I think that would definitely help. And a lot of our students already have experience coming into Highlands. And so they're just really earning their high school diploma, getting more career training, and then they're ready for employment.
Let me give you this tip. At the end of every interview, well, actually during any interview, and anyone who works for us or any other organization, you will have to go through an interview. And I'm sure you guys are going through interview skills, but they're going to ask you questions at the end. They're going to say, are there any thoughts or anything that you would like to share, any questions that you may have for us? So this is a good time to practice that. It will happen, and you have to be ready for that. And that is really, like some people might want to say, that's your drop the mic opportunity, so to speak, if you think of it that way. Something where you have to say, hey, if did I do well? Are there some areas where I'm not doing so well? What could I say that might seal the deal to say, hey, I am the person that you want to go for, or I'm the person that needs to make it to the second round of interviewing. So this is a great opportunity. We're just glad you all are here.
So I do have another question, or not question, but just kind of like a comment. Well, first, let me ask the question. You guys are on LinkedIn, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. So we have this course where we talk about networking and partnering with community partners, right? So that when you are ready for employment, that you have somewhere to go. And this is Health Ed, Council. That is Martin and Patricia. They are doing that for you right now. So when you're ready to leverage their network, they're there for you. They have resources, not just internally, but it sounds like they have them externally. So, honestly, ask your questions, but note their names, connect with them on LinkedIn, and also take note of their website. This is
yes. Let me mention one other thing, if you don't mind, about the Health Education Council. So I just joined the team not too long ago. I'm going on my second set of 6 months now, and I've been executive director, many different sites all over the country. And I'm going to tell you this is, and Patricia has been with us, I think, maybe 4 years or so. I think so, but
going on to Martin.
Oh, two?
Going on to it. Feels like 4, but going on 2.
Okay, all right. But what's taking place, though, it is a tremendous organization. I mean, we have all kinds of people who want to come. Now, I want you to think about that. Why do they want to come? It's called the Health Education Council. So if you're interested in a career field in health, you might want to stick with us, but it's definitely a differentiator, standout, game changer to add experience on your resume with something that says the Health Education Council. And the reason I say that, if you're trying to enter into a health area, people are going to see that and say, that's great. I mean, that might be a little bit different than, working at a, L&B and Associates. Well, what does that mean? They're not going to ask you a question, but when you see Health Education Council, people will absolutely ask you, well, tell us about that experience. We have lots of interns, lots of graduate students, undergrad students, people without degrees, people who have come from foreign countries. We have a doctor. She used to be a doctor in Iran, and she's now working on her master's in public health, but she works for us. And she started off as a community health leader, the very positions that you're asking, that we're talking about today. And you may be thinking, why in the world would she do that? Well, it's a differentiator. So there are people who are lining up where other employers are often saying, we can't find enough. We're not in that situation. We're just looking for some of the right people because we have more than enough that want to apply. But there you go. And do you have to speak English really great? I think I saw a question. I'm not going through the chat just yet, but maybe Princess or Patricia could catch that, but I saw it pop up real quick. No, you don't have to speak English great, but reasonably well, moderate, because if there's a language that we need and we can effectively communicate with you, then especially in the field work and you do have data entry skills, a lot of it, you don't have to, a lot of our work is not sitting behind the desk, it's interacting with people. So that is definitely a possibility. I wouldn't say that's a hindrance or a problem, but it could be an asset. But, at least moderate level of English would be helpful because we do have to communicate instructions for what we would like you to do. And then if it's a particular population that we want and it's in that language, then you can just go ahead and run with it after that.
So I've asked a lot of the questions in the chat already, but can you touch on some of the internships? I know some students or graduates on the line are interested in internships because they wanted to, kind of get a feel of what this environment is like and culture and nonprofit work. Can you talk about that a little bit more in detail of like what they would do or what they would experience when they're volunteering?
Well, again, I'm going to tag team with Patricia because I know she's probably worked with the interns. I'm more at a higher level, but what I am going to say is you're going to do what our regular employees do, except you're not getting paid. So, but you're getting experience. So we're offering paid experience, but if an internship is better, that's kind of what happens. We get you right in the mix, and some of those that have been our interns, the one person that I said was a doctor. She interned with us first, became a community health leader, which is again a case manager, and then she's moving on up. Patricia, would you like to share anything on that subject?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I've certainly had interns, I've had volunteers, and you really get to support a lot of our programmatic, our programs and also our on-site events. You get to be out in the field at community events, supporting, with whether you're helping recruit folks, whether you're signing people in, whether you're collecting data. So, it just really depends on the programmatic needs, but you get really a wraparound feel as a volunteer. And like Martin said, we actually have hired some of our volunteers and interns. Our Ventanilla Salud has seen, we had some folks that just came in because they really liked the work that we did and they volunteered for us. And, and then they later applied when an opportunity opened up and we brought them, we were able to bring them on. So we've definitely seen a lot of that. And you really get a lot of exposure to, on the field and then that office admin piece, right? That some of you are interested in because you're able to provide some of that programmatic support, whether it's collecting data for reports, doing some research, whatever, putting together flyers. I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities through that also.
Mm-hmm. And then when she's mentioning the Ventanilla de Salud, that's our work at the Mexican consulate. So right there we have what's called, if you don't know Spanish, it's our health window, right? So that's a window of health or health window where we are interacting. We can take the same model really and put it with any community. So as people are waiting in line to get various services that come from at the consulate, sometimes they're setting up bank accounts and co-national types of experiences and things that resources that they may need, permits for driving, other types of resources that they need, right? Kind of think of it like going to the DMV or other offices there. So when they go, we make a small, quick presentation, 3 minutes or so, a call out to the public, and we say, hey, you're not going to lose your place in line. Why don't you come over to our Ventanilla de Salud or health window, and let's talk about some of the resources. And then that's when people are doing some of the one-on-one, peer-to-peer counseling, mental health counseling. They could be what we call VAF, which, Ventanilla de Financiera. Well, español es mi segunda lengua, so tenemos culpas. Es a difficult palabra para mí en este caso. Pero it is our financial window where we help people learn about finances and so forth. And then we could be talking about mental health. And then we do that whole family surveying where we'll say, okay, well, we're hearing about your needs or your kids' needs. And look, we have resources, connections for that. What about your needs? You're in need of employment. How are you doing with your mental health? What else is going on in your life? What is that? And then we try to make those connections through that flower that you saw. So really important work.
That's awesome. So are there any other questions that anyone has? One I know you guys shared that healtheducationcouncil.org where they can go under careers and find the opportunities and apply, correct? Okay. Just so that everybody is aware, we want you guys to put your best foot forward, the best version of yourself, both in person and on paper. So I would highly recommend that you use the Center for Workforce Solutions. Every student and graduate has access to us. And so have us review the resume that you're about to submit. That's what we do here. I have two on the line. He's my partner over here at the Center for Workforce Solutions, and we support you. So let us do a little bit of interview prep, with you before you put yourself out there. I know that everyone is eager to find employment, but we also want to put our best foot forward so we do get the job and we secure it. Okay.
And then the volunteer opportunities are on the website also, if you go under, careers and opportunities. So this particular position we're looking for is there. Again, if you know someone, or if it's not yourself, let us know. And again, we have one area that we're really looking for. If you can speak Ukrainian and Russian, we know what is it? Sadly, what is it? About 30% or maybe even more of that country is being displaced and headed out this way or other places around the world. So there's quite a few already here that speak those languages, but there's going to be even more coming. So we could use that help.
I have a question. So if a student is, or excuse me, a candidate in this case, is interested and they get hired, would you want them to, would they need their own laptop or computer, or would you guys provide that?
We would provide that. Most of the time we provide a computer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a kind of a standard that they can check one out.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Patricia, Martin, for all of your expertise in the Health Education Council. And we kind of look forward to continue partnering with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, great experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.